Happy Fri YAY and happy 5th of July. I hope everyone had a great 4th yesterday, celebrated America's freedom and independence. I did, and I am working from home today, so sorry for this look. We're actually gonna get ready to go on a motorcycle ride here in a little bit, so this is what I look like when I'm going on a motorcycle ride. Looks like we have someone viewing here. Who's watching? Oh, if I can. Oh, no, okay. I'm waiting for Kara to jump on, so as soon as Kara starts watching, I'm going to invite her to go live with me. And today, on today's Fri YAY episode, number 9, we are going to talk about brand guidelines. And what they are, how to use them, what they're for, and why everybody needs them. So, but for now, we're just gonna hang back and wait for a second. Kara, where are you at? You guys can hear there's a crow up on top of the pole across the street, the electric pole. You might be able to hear that. Some other birds chirping, or the bees buzzing. I've got wildflowers over here, and I'm sitting on my front porch, so there's wildflowers, and there's lots of bumblebees. Makes me happy. All right. Well, I'm gonna. Yes, Kara, I did start one. She's just texting me. Alright, well, hopefully she can jump on here in a second. We can figure this out. We've never done a split screen, the two of us together before, so, you know, learning new tricks and all. But I'm going to go ahead and get started and talk to you guys about what branding guidelines are, so that you don't have to sit here and wait for too long. So branding guidelines are it's a document that every business should absolutely have. So it is a document that kind of spells out how you want to communicate your brand to the world. And how you do that is it's the overall aesthetic and design styles that you want to create. Because in our world today, we have way too many. I've heard numbers from 5,000 to 10,000 brand images per day. So that is a ton of brand messages out there in the world that the average American adult comes into contact with each day. So we have to differentiate ourselves, and we have to stay consistent. So one of the best tools in doing so is a branding guidelines document. And so it's really all about that consistency that builds that trust and the relationship with your audience. And so it's really helpful, though, to have this. It looks like someone just jumped on here with me. Kara, is that you? Oh, she's gone again. I don't know what's going on. It's not working. But anyway, it's so this document is just really helpful when you're creating any kind of collateral or any kind of thing that you're trying to do to market or promote your business. It's important to have a branding guidelines to kind of guide you in the overall style and design, so that it's memorable and it's recognizable, and that people see it and they instantly go like, oh yeah, I saw, you know, when they're talking about it later, or when they're thinking about it later, oh, where was that awesome graphic from that I saw, that infographic that was so helpful. Well, they can think of your style. They're so used to your style, they can recognize that. So it's really important to use that in building a website or doing any kind of marketing collateral, whether it's like brochures or anything print, or anything that you're sharing on social as well. So it just really keeps you on one focus, style, and design. It's also really helpful if you have any kind of people helping you with your marketing or the promotion of your business. So it's also a great tool if you have any kind of team members who are working on your materials, so that they know exactly what page to be on and how to keep it clear and consistent. I don't know if you can hear that, but a truck just drove by. Sorry if it's a little noisy. But really it helps you so that, oh, Teresa's on. Hi, Teresa. So Teresa, I'm talking about branding guidelines, and how it's a helpful document to keep your brand consistent and clear in your messaging. So, but everyone on any team, oh, someone else just joined, but it says +1. It doesn't say who it is. Why can't I see who it is? Okay, maybe that's Kara. So it just really keeps you and your team, whoever might be working on any of your collateral, just making sure everything is really consistent and gorgeous and like recognizable. So if you are having a website made for you, or a redesign, or if you're getting any kind of print materials made, it's a really, really good tool to use to make sure that everything looks great together. So what kind of information should be included in a brand guidelines document? Well, it should absolutely have, at the very least, your primary logo, your logo that you want to use the most across wherever you're using it. It should also have your other versions of your logo. If you might have one that's, transparent background, or it might have you might have a white version or just a black version to use on light and dark backgrounds. You might also have like an alt logo. So we have an alt logo for Create Captivate, and you've probably seen it before, but maybe you didn't know what it was called. So on our Facebook profile, on our page, hi Steph, on our Facebook page, you'll see in the profile that we have a C/C, and that is our alt logo, because Create Captivate, if we put Create Captivate Digital Marketing in there, it would be scrunched way down. You couldn't see the whole thing. So we use our alt logo in that scenario. So it spells out the alt logo, the primary logo. If you have a favicon, which is like just the little teeny tiny image in a web browser that your web person can make appear in your tab when they have your website, when someone has your website open, it also spells out your typography, so that you know exactly what your font is when you're creating any kind of collateral. You should have the same font for every headline. You should have the same font for paragraph form, and make sure that that's really consistent and solid across wherever you're putting your business out there. So it should also, though, maybe include some patterns. If you've got some particular patterns or styles, if you use a lot of geometric elements in your design work, or if you have maybe some kind of texture or something of that. Oh, there's Kara. Okay, I'm gonna try and bring her on. See if I can do this. Come on, you can do it. I have to turn the camera for a second. It's not letting me. Kara, I see you, but I can't invite you. I'm trying. So I'm just kind of going through it and talking about the different things that are included in a branding guidelines document. I will conquer this. I don't know. I've never had issues with it before, so I don't know why it's not working now. But happy Friday, Teresa. Happy Friday to you. Hey, Steph. Um, yeah, Kara, it finally loaded. Sorry, I went ahead and I just got started because I didn't want to make people wait for too long. We probably should have had a better game plan for this, but let's see. Oh, no, that's not going to let me do what I wanted to do. Nope. Kara, I can't. It's not. The invite button isn't showing up for some reason. It normally shows up when someone starts watching, and I can't figure out why it's not there. So we're just gonna roll with it. Kara, comment. Go ahead and comment. I was talking about the different elements and things that go into branding guidelines or that should be mentioned in them. Sorry, I keep looking to the left. I keep getting distracted because of all the cute little bumblebees and my wildflowers over here. So I'm very distracted by the bumblebees this morning. They're so cute. So we're talking about patterns. So maybe you have some kind of texture that you want to include in your marketing collateral that goes well with your logo and your design. So it could be, maybe you use something kind of like glittery looking, or maybe I think of my friend Melissa St. Clair, and her logo design has a bumblebee in it. So anything like honeycomb shaped or honeycomb texture design would be included in that. So those are some of the things. And now one of the most important is the color palette. So it should absolutely include your color palette, your primary colors that you want to use, and then your secondary kind of complementary colors that go along with that. And those different colors, you want to make sure that you know your hex codes for those. So the hex codes, not to get too far into the weeds, but these, it's a 6-digit number that you can use when you're creating any kind of marketing collateral that your designer creates for you, so that you know exactly that you're using the exact same color that's in your logo, or the exact same color that's in your whatever piece of marketing collateral you might be using. You just want it all to be the same colors. So having not only a pretty little color palette, but having those hex colors kind of spelled out so that you can use that and make that as clear and consistent as possible is a really, really smart idea. And sometimes your brand guidelines might also include some design templates or some images for inspiration. So maybe you go and you pull a few different things that really just help you understand like what your overall style and design should be, so that you don't get too distracted by too many options. So it's really easy, especially when you're in it yourself, like we are. It's really easy to see something new and get some new idea and run with it, but you have to think about what that says to your audience, or how confusing it might be to them. So your guidelines are there just to keep you moving in a solid direction, keep you on point, and keep you focused, so that it's recognizable, it's memorable, and that it just looks really, really nice and professional. If you want a prime example, I always give this example out in my workshops when I talk about brand consistency. One of my favorite of all the brand guidelines and style guides I've seen out there, shout out to Urban Outfitters, because theirs is gorgeous. It's so beautiful. And for the average small business owner, yours doesn't have to be some big grand thing that costs you thousands of dollars to have created. But if you want to take a look at that and then get a good idea, you know exactly what their aesthetic is. If you Google Urban Outfitters style guide, look it up. And after you do, come back and comment and tell me what you think about that document, because it is so pretty and well done, and it spells out exactly who they are and what they do. Kara says, she's commenting, is Create Captivate down here. So she said the color palette choices will guide your logo, website, print and advertising, event collateral, blog, and imagery. Color palette codes will help you help your creative and marketing department or outside sources to stay on brand. Absolutely. So if people come to us and say, you know, I want this brochure made, I'm gonna go set up a table and sponsor and be a sponsor at this conference or event. That's cool, but I need your brand guidelines, because I'll make up something and we'll make something and it'll be pretty, but we want to make sure that it's the same across the board, no matter where your audience sees it, no matter what platform it's on, that you have the same consistent brand. And it all goes back to creating that trust and that credibility with people, and making sure that you stand out in that sea of thousands and thousands of brand images that people see every day. Hi, Karen. Karen Cosby. Oh my gosh, I haven't talked to you in so long. Thanks for joining. So we're just wrapping up this brand guidelines document talk. If you have any questions about branding guidelines, please don't hesitate to leave a comment below or reach out to our team. You can private messages through our page. We'll be happy to help. Hi, Monica. So I'm wrapping up here, but if anyone has questions about branding guidelines or what should go into that, go ahead and comment right now. Throw me your questions. I would be excited to answer them. So if you have questions about what goes into them, or what they do, or what it should look like, I can also, Kara, can you go in and upload into the comments just a JPEG of one of our client examples? I would love to throw that in the comments so that you can actually see kind of what we're talking about here. So it's just, usually it's a one-page sheet, and it just has, you start out with your primary logo, alt logos, favicons, color palette, typography, any kind of little extra thing that goes into your messaging should be included in that. So if Kara can throw that in there, then it won't let you upload pictures. I already tried. Oh, okay. All right. Well, we can come back to it later after the video is published and saved. We can come back and I can throw some pictures in there, or we can send you a link. I can upload it to our website and then put a link in there so people can go view at least a PDF version. So we'll try that again. If you have any questions, though, please don't hesitate to ask. We're more than happy to help. Sorry, the split screen with Kara did not work today. We'll figure that out another day. But I hope everyone had a happy 4th and has a beautiful weekend. We're going to continue to kind of take it easy and spend some quality time with our family and friends. And, but we are available. I'm available today if anyone needs anything, if any emergencies arise. So, yes, Kara says, be sure to check out our portfolio of work. We have some beautiful branding work that we've worked on recently. And if you want to hear more or learn more, not just from us, but from some other brand experts, mark your calendars for July 17th from 5:30 to 7:30 at South University in Virginia Beach. I will be on a panel of experts talking about branding there, and you just have to register on Eventbrite. It's called Building Your Brand, and the tickets are free, but you have to register so they can have enough chairs and seats, and they have your name tag ready for you, and their team does an amazing job of events. Don Johnson over there is pretty incredible. So I'm excited to be a part of that panel and get to talk with some other branding experts. We're going to talk about personal brand, business brand, a little bit of everything in between. We have a very diverse panel. We all have very different backgrounds. So I think it'll be a really interesting, informative, and hopefully fun evening. There will be some networking opportunities too, as well as food. So come join us for that. And otherwise, we hope to see you around at an event, or give us a shout out if you'd like to learn a little bit more. Go ahead and throw them in the comments, and we'll be happy to help. So have a great weekend, everyone. Happy 4th of July weekend. Be safe, have fun. Talk to you soon.